By the way, this is The Bread Show. Thank you for clicking on this video. Please hit that subscribe button and that like button. It really helped the channel out a lot. And yeah, let's get straight to it. Hope you enjoy. Do I hate the good old skills tree? I mean, I didn't until I was starting from the bottom of one for the 15th billionth time. Most AAA studios feel the need to add a skills tree in their game in some way. Assassin's Creed, Jedi Fallen Order, even God of War had like 7 skills trees, one for each weapon and each character. It's getting ridiculous out here. In my humble opinion, for something to be such a staple in the video game community, it is one of the most forgettable things about the whole gaming experience. Think of a world without skills trees. Wait, you don't even have to do that. Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Metroid, Dead Space, Minecraft, Red Dead Redemption, Mario, Last of Us kind of had a skills tree, kind of didn't, but you get what I'm saying. In those games, what makes you better isn't the skills you may pick up from unlocking them in some convoluted XP system, but the skills that you naturally build while progressing through the game, along with other items that you may pick up. Example, a bomb in Metroid or a bomb in Ocarina of Time. Progressing through the story as Samus or Link is 10 times more satisfying than maxing out all of Kratos's 15 skills trees he has. And like I said before, God of War is still a 10 out of 10 game, but it could have also been a 10 out of 10 game without the skills trees. Games without skills trees make me feel like a better gamer and also immerses me more into the story rather than just remembering combos. Knocking out the skills tree also widens the skill gap between you and your past self before playing the game. And that's amazing because you would think it would be the opposite. So where did they start? Where did they come from? The first skills tree was actually in a board game in 1980 called Civilization. And it worked out great, especially because it was a board game. It wasn't as complicated as skills trees can get today. The first video game skills tree that really modernized it for what it is today was Diablo 2's skills tree. Each character had their own fixed tree, and it worked out fine. But a once intricate and interesting game mechanic got slapped onto every video gaming platform, game, whatever, since the turn of the century, it seems like. And nowadays, skills trees are something that takes away from their games more than they add to them. Skills trees are a useful way to add to a character without using story time. Sometimes it's negligible, other times it's used like a freaking fleshlight. I want to know why Kratos forgets to swing his axe a certain way in between Fimbulwinters and needs my help, 5,000 XP, to help him regain the knowledge. Now, imagine if Fallen Order didn't have a skills tree. Imagine if Cal learned every skill that he would have learned in the skills tree, but this time it's more intertwined in the storytelling. This time, you know how, why, and when he learned this trick, and then they force you to use that to advance the game. Now, they did do some of that stuff in the game, but I'm just saying that there could have been a lot more exposition and a lot more storytelling between Cal and his powers, and which would have connected the character to the player if there wasn't a skills tree every rest stop. Games like Metroid Dread or Red Dead Redemption 2 had amazing in-universe explanations for why their character got better, got worse, or was just refilling their health. Prime example, Red Dead Redemption 2. You need more Deadeye? He smoked a cigarette. You need more health? He ate a biscuit or something. After Arthur got tuberculosis, spoiler alert, after Arthur got tuberculosis halfway through the game, you felt that. He ran a certain way. He coughed a certain way. It was just things that you noticed that they didn't really have to show exposition on. It was show rather than tell, which in storytelling is gold. Metroid Dread did not have a skills tree at all, but every time Samus got turrets, a bomb, a laser, something, I felt that and it made me feel like a better player. Now, by the end of the game, I feel like I unlocked some new wrinkles in my brain because I had to do right trigger and then left trigger and then left backer, right backer, and it was just confusing. It was confusing, but in like a good way. It was a confusing that was like expand my mind type of confusing. It was just, but yeah, anyways, I just felt better because Samus actually got stronger. When her suits got powered up, you felt it because when you went to the previous parts of the game, she was a dog. And the boss fights made you use everything you learned. everything you learned. Every boss fight was a cumulative test. That's what I wanted to say. Every boss fight was a cumulative test on what you've gained and learned before. So that by the end of the game, it was a 12-hour experience, but I felt that much more connected to my character, and there was a giant skill gap between Kyle at the 12-hour mark and Kyle at the 0-hour mark. And personally, that was my first time ever playing a Metroid game. It was my first time playing a Metroid game. I played other Metroidvanias like Mega Man and Castlevania. So yeah, Metroid Dread and Red Dead Redemption, they had beautiful in-game solutions to their problems, in-universe solutions to their problems, to the point where it was so in-universe that it went unnoticed. Fast travel in Metroid Dread did make sense because she would literally take an elevator from one part of the planet to a deeper part of the planet. Fast travel in Red Dead Redemption 2 made even more sense. Take the train, take the taxi, wherever you wanted to go, and then you just got Flash there. And all that is to say is that immersion is king in games. And when certain games don't have skills trees where you learn a certain thing and then you just automatically get this thing at different parts of the stories, everybody experiences something at different parts, I feel like it just takes away from the gaming experience. Would adding a skills tree to Red Dead Redemption or Metroid Dread ruin the game? No, but I much rather would love to play the version without the skills tree. Just because I favor the in-game explanations and the in-universe solutions to my single-player campaigns. There's some people that will say, well, these games are getting so cinematic, these games are getting so advanced through storytelling that maybe a skills tree isn't taking as much from the story as you think it is. And I will agree. These animators, these game designers, the writers, the actors, everybody, mocap, everybody, sound effects, audio design, everybody. All of those people work together to make an amazing video game experience, and sometimes I get some of the most cinematic scenes as a result. We've seen that plenty of times. Yes, the scenes are amazing, and the designers do a great job animating those scenes and bringing them to life. I'm just saying that more could be done to exemplify how much a character has grown and how much you've grown with that character anywhere in between the 10 to 30 hours that you've spent with that character or that game. Plus, I feel like skills trees just aren't that immersive, and developers salivate at immersive. I think games with skills trees, not games with skill trees, I just think that the skill trees in the game, they're more like you know, surfing, like skiing, and games without skills trees that have in-universe explanations for all their stuff. It's more like a deep dive, and you just go down the iceberg and feel more connected to that character. I feel like skills trees, while they are not the reason, I feel like they could add to the reason why people feel like some games are just movies. They're too cinematic. They're more movies than video games. And I feel like taking out the skills tree would go a long way, but that's just me. That's just me. But I will say, skills trees do work for certain games and certain franchises, like Diablo. It just works really well in Diablo, because that's the type of game it is. Skills trees also work in games that are just supposed to be hard, frustratingly hard, so that when you do accomplish something, you can use that XP to make your next experience a little less frustrating. Kind of like in Sifu. Sifu didn't really have a skills tree, it had skills tree, just not in the form of a tree. But yeah, the skills, whatever they had in that game, it worked well in that game. I'm just saying, games that are heavily story based and not supposed to be as difficult, I guess, could go without the skills tree. Thank y'all for watching. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button if you made it this far. If you made it this far, consider showing the channel some love. Please comment. If you feel differently about the skills tree, I really want to know how you feel about it. And also, if I mentioned a game that did have a skills tree that I said didn't, or vice versa, I did say in the beginning of the video that skills trees are the most forgettable parts of the game. When I was researching for this video, I was like, Red Dead Redemption didn't have a skills tree at all, right? No, it didn't. There were ways to level up your Deadeye and stuff, but it wasn't a skills tree. So, yeah. But yeah, if you made it this far, please like, please comment, please subscribe. It goes a long way. Everyone goes a long way. Trust me, everyone goes a long way. So, yeah, love y'all. Give inspiration in all you do, and peace out. Extra cheese, eh? Hello?